Hi there, this is a retired fat guy, Paul. I'm coming live, but not live, aka recorded. I'm sorry I'm in my room today. Um, I have a son that's moving out or going to school next week, but that's not the purpose of this follow up. Today is according to my day. I got some notes on the computer, so I don't lose focus. Today is technically 109 days past June 13th that I started trying to lose weight again. I learned about the carnivore diet through Carrie Man at Homestead How, Dante at Ferrigno Freedom, Ken Berry, Dr. Ken Berry, sorry, Dr. Anthony Chafee, he's a neurosurgeon, and a list of awesome people. One of them, Amanda I can never say it, Carnivius Me. She is another one that I saw probably before even Dante, and definitely before learning about Homestead How and Carrie's awesome dedication to the carnivore diet. Now, for me, I got my little notes here because I'm not a pro, but I started on the 13th of June, and it was, hey, I'm done. I'm tired of being fat. Recently retired. I've gone up and down, yo-yo dieting just like everybody. But we all go through that, and that I'm just done. I have time to focus. I get time to sleep now, which in my previous profession, there was not a lot of time for sleep. I did, over the last year or so, learn that there is actually 7 nights of sleep and not 5 nights of sleep. That tells you how many hours I was up on the other 2 that I was supposed to get sleep. So on June 13th of this year, 2023, I weighed in at 317 pounds. I did this the day that we came home from a family trip to Maui, and I was just done. I didn't want to be the size I was, and so I got on it. What I ended up doing in the very first 2 weeks is I went straight into carnivore. I did 2 weeks and lost about 12 pounds, give or take a pound. And my body was like, wow, you need to slow down. I guess some people slow down, some people catch up, but the goal is to get there. So I slowed down and went keto, which I've been on before, and I did pretty darn good. I lost I think it was 62 pounds. That was back in 2013, I'm sorry, 2017. And before that, I've been on, you name it, whatever's out there, Beachbody. The one I really liked was a lean and green program, which prompted me to get into keto more. It was very much a high protein, low fat diet. Well, the low fat part was what I guess I was missing. So in those stages, I ended up having a gallbladder attack a few years back, and while I was on keto, but it didn't start because of keto. I started keto months later, 10 months later, after my first attack, where I thought I was actually having a heart attack at work. And well, then that is where I learned about gallbladders. So that low fat part was my missing thing. My motivation was there. I worked out. I slept when I could, worked out when I could, in between all the mandatory overtimes. But when we went on a family trip to Alaska, I got home just in time to have emergency gallbladder surgery after 18 months of fighting it. And actually, my symptoms went away a lot while on keto. So I thought, hey, I'm feeling better. I'm not going to have to worry about this. But when I came home, I had all the symptoms that I had experienced before, and it was not slowing down. Well, in your gallbladder, you get these little stones, and I learned about these stones getting lodged in a little pin tip. There's a pin. Basically, it's a little pin tip where these rocks were trying to bust through. Well, it tore big enough, or they got big enough that they had to go in and do emergency gallbladder surgery, like as soon as I got home. So that was like July 2017, I think it was. You're gonna notice a trend with July and my health. But as I go through this list, yeah, so I was about 95%. As of right now, I'm about 95% carnivore. I've been currently eating a lot of beef, a lot of pork, pork that I smoked. One which was my son was involved in FFA during high school. He just graduated and is heading out to welding school. We're taking him to Wyoming this next week, so we're excited for him. But so we had his pig Malibu. Malibu is tasting very well. Highly recommend it. Love it with my eggs. But definitely, I'm noticing a lot of the meat is very lean. So I got to make sure there's enough fat. So gotta love bacon because it goes with all kind of lean ham, right? So so beef, pig, eggs, butter, salt, and water is pretty much what I've been eating. I do splurge and have some salad. I do know it's not carnivore, so for all you out there listening, I kind of flex between carnivore and the non-starchy vegetables and no fruit. And the only fruit I do have, I take that back, is like berries, like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. There's a mulberry out here. Doesn't seem to be too high in sugar content, but it's not very much when I have it. I have a handful and I'm usually good. I'll have it when the family's having some form of dessert. I'll have a handful of berries. So me, that's not too bad. I will have some Greek yogurt every once in a while instead of having cheese, which is carnivore, but it also leans towards the keto program as well. I do have to watch how much because I get weight stalls, and I don't know if it's because I'm spending time in the gym, out walking, riding my bike, doing all the things that you'll hear in a few seconds about my health problems. I do all these things so I can help some of the things that I need to do post bilateral knee surgery, which I had July 14th, July 14th, 2022. Yes, I had them both done at the same time. If you look back on some of my, I guess on my Facebook, probably on YouTube, I did a series. I'm really bad with editing, but I do my best what I can do, and I'm actually learning how to get better at it, so maybe my videos are a little more intriguing to watch. Some of the changes. I do drink 1 to 2 cups of coffee in the morning, I usually try to curb it before noon or the first meal. One of the things I try to do is a minimum of 12 hours of fasting between meals, but I stretch it out to 16 and 18 hours quite often. I would say my earliest is 14 hours. That'd be probably 25% of the time, 14 hours. 50% of the time to 75% of the time, 16 hours. And then the rest is 18, and with an occasional, I can almost do 24 hours now. I've been working up to that. And when I work out, I always go to the gym or get on my recumbent bike or whatever I'm doing, walking. I'll take my medication I'm currently on. I have some water while I'm putting on my shoes. I do a little stretch, a little breathing technique. Just deep breathing through my diaphragm to get my circulatory and my lungs and all that stuff going, catching the oxygen needed for our brain. And that's kind of what I do before I hit the road, no matter what it is I'm doing. At the gym, I try to do 2 days a week where I do my version of a HIIT program. With my knees, I can't do a lot of hopping and jumping, so I do bench squats. So whatever squat I'm doing or whatever bench I'm on, I just do like a sit and coming out of my chair. Sit and coming out of the chair, keeping my back in line so I don't hurt my lower back, which I have minor issues with now. I do have stenosis in my back, up on my back, my neck, goes across my shoulders, and then also my lower back and the C2, which ever since I've started coming down weight, I don't have these spasms in my, excuse my French, but my buttocks areas, where it was almost like I had sciatica going on. It feels like I literally get a little pain. It goes right down, perfectly splits each booty cheek. I don't know, and it goes up into what they call the SI line of your back. So if you're experiencing that and you do have a slight bulge in your back, hey, go for a walk. Walking has definitely been one of my go-tos. It hurt like heck in the beginning, but I was getting like 1.5 miles to 2 miles in the beginning, back in June, and now I can go 6, 7, 8 miles sometimes nonstop. So in 109 days, that's pretty good. And then on my bike, I really listen to my legs to see how my knees feel. But my bike, I'm getting up to. Well, my longest ride was a little over 50 miles. Or was it just under? Just under. I think it was 48.5 miles. So building that up. I like being on the bike. I put on my aftershocks and really cool little set. I even sleep with these because I have this thing called tinnitus where I ring in my head, but guess what's going away? Well, being on a carnivore or high meat fat diet. Yep, I have where I used to just get a little bit of rest in between the rings, which I'm lucky because there's people that never their ring never goes away. So I'm very lucky about that. Mine came on due to an injury, stress-related stuff, just life. And then I did get hurt at work, and I learned I have TMJ. Forgot to write that down. I grinded my teeth. I probably still do, but not like I did before. I have a new mouthpiece. I have two now. I had some dental work done because of the grinding, and that little mouth guard, if I don't use it too many days in a row, which I don't, I almost always have it and almost always remember to put it on. It really helped reduce what's going on as well. And then, of course, eating a carnivore way lowers that inflammation that Carrie and all the doctors talk about. And I feel blessed that I corrected the ring. It was driving me crazy. And anybody out there that has ringing in your head, you know what I'm talking about. It's the one thing you cannot control. It's all nervous system related, and hey, it sucks. So for you that have a ring, I feel for you. Maybe even more so of a reason to try carnivore. Get this inflammation out and start working on your stress techniques. Get your rest. Do what you got to do to get that. We're all busy. We all have families. We all have jobs. We all have whatever. So I encourage you to at least end your day so you can still get, excuse my nose is itching, so you can still get 6 to 8 hours. 7's my sweet spot. If I get 7, I'm usually good. Wake up on my own. It's awesome. I used to average about 3.5 to 4.5 hours a day when I would sleep for 5 days out of a week, and that's not good for you. I ended up with an enlarged heart because of my pace I was running. I'm only 53. I know, I look shot out, right? So, some of the improvements. See, my neck. I measured in at 19 inches before. I'm at 18.75. I'm down. I'm just going to put where I'm at and how many inches I'm down. I didn't take all the readings. If you look back a couple of videos, when I started this, I took probably too many measurements. But on my neck, I'm down 1/4 inch. On my chest, I'm at 50.50 on the chest. That's down 3.25. Around my belly, like from belly button, I call it my belly ab. I'm down 3 inches and currently 50.25. My belt, 46.5 is my round. I'm down 1 inch. Around my hips and my butt, I'm at 47.25. Down 1.25. So I'm not trying to like do whatever to be some where I need to know my measurements and how many pounds and what my muscle rate is. But I do know I've gained some muscle, or at least maybe because my body's shrinking, the muscles are actually coming out. My pythons are starting to get strong. Hey, I'll take anything. Like I said, I'm 53 and I'm trying to keep my muscle. If I happen to grow some muscles, I'm not going to say no. But like I said, I started 317. Current weight is between 282 and 285. I think what I need to do is go back on carnivore strict. I tend to lose weight, and that's good. That's what we're here for. Lose weight and correct some of these things. So what I wanted to also say, I know we're getting close to 20 minutes, but there's a lot to say. The medication, when I started, I was on allopurinol for gout, amlodipine for hypertension, chlorothalidone, whatever. It's basically a water pill, for hypertension is 25 milligrams. Lisinopril, which is was 20 milligrams. During this, I've been able to lower my lisinopril by 10 a day. I was taking 10 milligram pills for that. I talked to my cardiologist because one of the things that started happening is my blood pressure started to get really low. But in the daytime primarily. When I wake up, I'm still up in the 150 range, 155 over 92 to 98. That's way down from like almost 180 over 110 in the morning. I have this thing called morning hypertension. I think there's an actual clinical name for it, but that is what I call it, and I believe there's a name for it. Shoot, I'm working on the carnivore diet movie, and I came across it. What they actually really call it, but basically that means my blood pressure is higher in the morning than any time in the day. So it's very important when I wake up to go do something for exercise, even if it's only a mile in the morning, or get up and do air squats, or do some of them bench squats, get to the gym, do a workout. So for me, I really watch it in the morning. But what I did notice is my blood pressure would dip. One time I thought my machine was broke, went and put new batteries in. It's on my phone. I have this BP app I've been tracking for the last almost 3 years now. That I enter I manually enter everything. If I'm at a different doctor's office and they read it, the machines are all different. They're all between 10 and 20 off of each other. Some of the really bad ones can be really off. So make sure if you have a blood pressure monitor, you bring it to the doctor and get it calibrated so you know what your machine's doing. And if you're a big guy, make sure you get a big cuff. Covers the entire arm. I guess you're supposed to do it on your left arm. Get a cuff that goes all the way up onto your arm. And then there's a little round piece that goes right onto your artery, or right in the inside part of your muscle. That's the most accurate. Don't talk. When you put it on, give yourself 3 to 5 minutes. Do your breathing. Feel your diaphragm and blow out. This is what it was told to me. I'm not a doctor. Just this is what they've told me. But you want to do this, and if you're hypertensive, do this, because when you go to the doctor, you might have this thing like I have called white coat syndrome. Your blood pressure just goes up just because you're at the hospital. You can feel just as cool as a cucumber, and your number will go up just because you're at a doctor. So that's what happens to me. I've been diagnosed for it. So all my blood pressure readings, I do actually, about once a quarter I'll go in, and they call it a blood pressure room at Kaiser. I go, book an appointment, I go in there, they see what my readings are. But my blood pressure, first time I saw it, I think it was 109 over 62. So I changed the batteries. It was even worse, 103 over 62 or something like that. I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. Knowing that blood pressure can go up and down throughout the day, but that is the lowest it's ever been. So I let my cardiologist know I was dropping it by 10, and he was fine with that. Well, 4 weeks ago is when I did that. Starting tomorrow morning's dose on day 110 of eating this way, the doctor has approved for me to be removed, or at least try to remove amlodipine. So tomorrow is just lisinopril and the water pill that I can't pronounce. So considering a couple years ago I was on max of almost everything, and I slowly come down, and I've rapidly come down off of meds since starting the carnivore, high beef, butter, bacon diet. That's my primary. I know I told you I slipped every once in a while. I'm just human. But I get right back on. So the very next meal. So that's something. Medication, my goal is to get completely off. I don't know if I will with the enlarged heart and that morning hypertension thing, but I got it way under control. It looks like I might have like a really small dose, and I'll probably take it at night soon. That way my blood pressure is lower in the morning. At least that's my theory. But there's reasons why your adrenaline and your pancreas and insulin, that's what it is. The insulin gets shot into your liver or whatever. I mean, it's very technical. Like I said, I'm no doctor. But anything to keep it down about at this point, and hopefully off within the next 6 months. That's my goal. Current health conditions, like I said, my blood pressure. I am post bilateral knee replacements, so I do a lot of exercise for that. Walking, riding my recumbent bike are the two things I like to do to keep my knees stretched, which you'll need to do if you're going to have bilaterals or any lateral done. You're going to have to stay on it. Once you have it done, there's no going back. So I'm also still having slight issues with a foot fracture that I had repaired. Every once in a while I get this pinch in my foot when I'm walking. I just slow down or work on going more heel to toe, and it seems to correct itself. And some of that has to do with my hip changing, because I am 6'2" now. I had such a bow in my legs when my knees got done. My hips and everything straightened out, and I got 1.5 inches back in my height. So that might be some of the reason why I'm having a little more issues with my back than others. But like I said, that pain is slowly going away. It rapidly went away for a while. But if I don't stretch right, or I don't do something right, or don't go through the full warm-up, sometimes I get this little burning and it goes on like it's sciatica, but it's not. What else? Tenderness I spoke of. Sleep apnea. Had sleep apnea. I looked it up before I went on here. And I've had it since 2010, November 2010. Or at least that's when I was diagnosed. At the time, I was getting told between 9 and 13 times an hour I'd stop breathing. Apparently, that's not good. We all stop breathing at some point in an hour's time, and that right there is supposedly, I guess, under 1 time. So, since being back on carnivore and eating more of the keto way and mostly carnivore, my sleep apnea. My little machine, I don't know if you can see it, right there in the back here. Right there is my machine. It would read, like I said, between 7 and 11 times an hour, up to 13, I guess, during my sleep study. Now, there are days, there are full weeks now, where I have 0.5 times an hour. So it's not 1, but just half of it on the average, I guess. So I'm starting to wonder if I even need a sleep apnea machine anymore. But I'm so used to using it. And with me changing my meds up, I want to make sure my heart stays right. But that's part of it. It helps my heart. So, but yes, it is nice to take it off and not sleep with it sometimes. And then, excuse me. That was part of it. So high blood pressure, eczema. I've had lifelong eczema. I don't have a lot of patches anymore. I used to get patches on my hide. I don't even itch anymore most of the time, other than my nose likes to, I don't know, do what it does. A couple years ago, I lost a lot of weight. In the process, all the stuff that I talked about with my hypertension and getting corrected, the entire, the whole 9 thing made everything. I'm sorry, somebody distracted me. But yeah, so I'm sorry, I lost train of thought. Pre-diabetic. I was actually diagnosed pre-diabetic after starting to lose weight. And that's what I was talking about. I lost weight. I was on this water pill. And they said it gave me gout. I don't know. Ever since then, my uric acid levels are up. So I have to kind of watch it. And I, for the most part, don't need to use allopurinol anymore. But occasionally I still reach for it. Like this week, I reached for it twice. So I'm hoping and I'm trusting the process of doing this carnivore program, and my gout issues will resolve themselves and disappear. Part of my neck injury created migraines. So I had migraines. I still get them every once in a while, but I'd say my last one was in Maui. That might have been, I had a little alcohol, so that's the other thing. No more alcohol. I tried it twice, and man, I just had like half a glass, and it wasn't even a lot. It was just, I don't know, after drinking water for so long, my body's cleansed out a little bit. It made me feel like I was drunk. I don't really like feeling like I'm drunk, so hey, it's not really needed. So I'm not going to say I'll never have a drink in my life again, but I never drank a lot anyway. I was always working, so there was really no time to drink. If I did, it was wine during the holidays, or especially Christmas. My mom liked it. My wife likes wine, so. But this year, probably not going to even do that. Why entertain it? I do have seasonal allergies. Have that since for years. I used to play baseball and all kinds of sports. And during the spring, when I was around 15 years old, I started getting seasonal allergies. Kind of weird. So, I think I covered everything. I did get COVID. They call it a disease now. Apparently I have COVID disease. I don't know. We'll find out. I actually have to go see a specialist on it. I don't know if I'm resolved or what, but I'm nowhere close to death like I've experienced a lot of people over the last few years, just like I'm sure all of us know somebody. So, God bless anybody that went through it and had a loved one that died from it. Hey, it's, politically, I don't know what to think about it, other than I do know, and it seems to be, at least I do know in my heart, that it was definitely a man-made thing. So, but we are all running into it. Here's a fun little tidbit when I was looking up my medical history. My past employment was law enforcement. When I was the October before academy, which I started 3/11/02, I started looking at some of the shots that I had to get. And when I went, lo and behold, I had the Johnson & Johnson shot, which is what I had when they wanted me to go get that for my job again. But they were pushing the other ones, but they already had the Johnson & Johnson version for the same exact thing. At least that's what it says in my chart. I showed it to my wife, and we both tilted our head like, they already had this, and they had to go make another thing. Big pharma. What can I tell you? One of the reasons why I don't like taking medication. Who knows what they're really putting in it? And right now, I know we're 36 minutes into it. I just learned that they're going to put the mRNA crap, Pfizer, Moderna crap, in the flu shot. So you do with that information what you will, but me, I don't think I'm going to take the flu shot ever again. I really don't want what's happening. On that note, I'm going to stay out of that conversation. You want to talk about that, we can do that. There's plenty of us out there. A lot of us think a lot alike. I think the boosters are no good. I know of 4 people that retired a little bit before me. One was my actual partner when I first started. She retired. She thought she was going to go and protect herself. She had the booster, and less than 24 hours later, she was dead. Clotting in her lungs, all kinds of stuff. Now, this ain't a fear-mongering thing, but definitely something to be thinking about should you ever want to go do that booster. That's all I'm going to say about that. You be the judge for you, and either way, God bless us all, because we're all having to make that decision for ourselves and our family. So I hope you choose the right one for you, and that's all you can do. If you feel like you got to do it, then do it. But for me, I'm done. I'm done with all medications. Doctors are gonna fix my legs if I break them. They can give me some pain meds if I really need them. Other than that, if I'm meant to go, God's gonna tell me when I'm gonna go anyway, no matter what I do. So, anyway, I went on tangent. My apologies, but on a good note. Since the 23rd, I was going through the 13th of June, I started going through some of the things that have passed. Let's see, since June 13th, we got back from Maui. A couple weeks later, we headed off to, at least 3 of us. 3 of us. I did a walk challenge for Stop Soldier Suicide. That one ended up being about 163 miles between walking, which was over, I think that one was 120 some miles, I think is what it was, and then from there to 73 miles total for the month of August, is what I logged. If you're still watching this, tomorrow morning is the start of a 300-mile bike challenge for the month of what we're going into October. So I'm participating in that. That's going to average me a little over 10-11 miles a day. I'm not going to be riding every day because my wife and I and my youngest are following my middle son, who is going to Western Welding Academy in Gillette, Wyoming, starting on the 9th of October. So we're proud of him to make that decision. 18-year-old young man starting off in a really good career. And if you know anybody looking for work, welding and all the trades need, excuse me a second. Okay, all the trades need people. So if you're retired like me and you want a new career, go do welding. Who knows? Maybe you'll be liking it for real good. Go get into plumbing. We need a lot of plumbers. If you got a young lad and young lady that wants to take into the trades, there's money to be made. My brother, he keeps on talking about elevator people, elevator technicians. Make great money, 200,000+ a year, every year. He's been talking to me on that one. Shit, my entire life. Tradesmen, master carpentry. You need those guys. So many trades out there. Find one. Well-paying jobs. Go do a couple years of training and make a lot of money. So in this world where they're trying to get rid of and automate everything, send your kids there. Not everybody should be a computer tech. Not everybody should want to make money on YouTube or do this or that, or follow the crowd. Follow your own mind, which goes into being retired early. Wow. Every time I thought I was going downward, it turns out I was going upward. I was able to retire at 53 or 52. Actually 51, but I had surgeries and anyway, things that had to be done, work-related injuries. So, I mean, on paper, I retired at 52. So, I am blessed, and I had to go find something. So, I'm 53 now. I turned 53 in August, and I'm gonna go follow one of my passions and one of the things I've always wanted to do. So it requires me to go back to school. I'm doing it online. I'm gonna go do. Well, I'm gonna leave that one alone. You'll follow me. Retired Fat Guy is gonna be about losing weight, changing new ways of thinking, making a fresh start. No matter where you want to work or you want to just go and play. Maybe I go and get an RV. What I'm going to be doing is going to be very mobile, so I can make money and we can go travel. So Retired Fat Guy page channel is going to be about all of that. So if you think you're stuck and where you're at, if you're not retired or you don't want to retire or you can't retire, go find that thing that makes you tick. So if you got to work, you might as well do what makes you tick. Things that make you happy. If you're out there busting your butt and don't have time to sleep, find a new thing to do where you do, where you can make some money and take care of yourself, because we don't know our end date, and you want to be healthy when you do retire. Keep strong. I know lots of people that are 70, 80 years old still selling real estate. They've been doing it their whole life. They don't ever want to do anything else, and that's fine, because that's what keeps them going. That's what makes them tick. They like doing it. So if you're in a job that you don't like doing, change it up. Change it up fast. Our days are numbered here. There's only one person. You call him whatever God you want to call him. God's the only one that knows when we're going to go. So, yeah. Make your life worthwhile. And go after whatever it is that you need to go after. We all have different things we like to do. So, if you're starting the carnivore diet, get into it. It's a lifestyle. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, but you know, once you figure it out, you know exactly what to do. And you just start off with beef, butter, bacon, eggs, water, salt. You do that. You can do it as a ribeye steak. You can do it with ground beef. Do it on the level that you can afford, and then you get going. If you need to make more money so you can afford this, I don't know, go do another job. Go do a side hustle. I have a company that I represent. Lately is with lately, but it's a beef company, and they also sell natural products for your family. And if you're interested in what I'm talking about, just DM me. I'm not allowed to say the company. They've been around 39, 40 years, debt-free company. I've been with them for a while, but they just got into the meat world, and it's grass-fed from birth all the way through until the last 30 days, and then they go grain. Ground beef is cheaper than grass-fed beef, or comparable, apple to apple, on quality. But it's all black Angus. Ground beef is $5.50. Sirloins are, I think they're 10-ounce sirloins. They're like $8. New York's are $16.99 for 1 pound, and ribeyes are $17.99 a piece. So maybe you can get a better deal elsewhere. Go find your local butcher. Get what you need. There's ways of doing this affordable. Every once in a while I'll be out shopping and trying to find an affordable way to eat carnivore, or as high fatty meats as possible, ruminant meats. I like fish too. You can do fish. You could do shrimp, bacon wrapped shrimp. There's a guy by the name of Bill Knott. He does primarily lion diet. So you look that up. You want to see what lion's all about. It's even more strict, but or restrictive. I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway, I'm at 48 minutes. If you're still with me, thanks for sticking it out. If you like what I have to say, hit the share button, subscribe button. I think I'm going to post a couple other videos that I've done along the way. It should pop up on whatever corner. Down below, if I'm going to air this, come back later, I'll put in a description of what's up. And if I have any links to share, I'll put it down there too. But I'm going to let the pros be pros at doing this YouTube thing, and I'm just going to give you my updates. But thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Tell a friend. Get healthy. Sit down, write down where you're at in life, and start tracking. That's all I can say. Y'all have a good day. If you got them, hug them. If you don't, go find somebody to hug. Every day is worth living. God bless you. And always put God first. Take care. Bye-bye.